Hey, you're probably wondering why I'm looking at you like that. No, not you. The mentally ill behind you. So a lot of things happened during the past week of the new season, and to be honest, this has probably been the best season by far in terms of neutral gameplay. And support ults being nerfed because of the global ult charge nerf, which makes Gambit ult actually useful now because now it reverts back to the original nerfed ult charge. Life is good. Would it be a Marvel Rivals season without some complaints, huh? Well, let's get into the support strike, why don't we? Now let me give a disclaimer. Support players aren't dumb. You are. Kinda. It seems that anyone who plays this game who complains about supports are always, without fail, DPS players. And you already know my thoughts on these unevolved monkeys. Oh, and don't worry, I don't hate you. I hate the role you play. Anyways, before I go off on these support players, let me talk about the so-called support strike. And you could already know that by seeing the art, it's ass. It's really ass. And people are still using uninspired art. That's just great. Already you can see that they're mentioning a problem that isn't really a problem at all. Their argument is literally, since there's now more neutral gameplay, they can't get their support ults as fast. I'm sorry, whoever made this dog shit art. You aren't getting that. Do you know how long everybody's been pushing for this change? No one likes an ult simulator, and I'm even bored of ult simulators. And what we want for you and me is to be neutrally good at the game. Is that even a word? I don't know. Now, you can't just focus on heal botting. You actually have to play the game. And to be honest, I would love if you could damage the diver so when you did ask for peels, I would turn around and beat his ass. Now you can't just have impact with having your support ult every 15 seconds or so. And in fact, where is the tank strike? DPS players love to say that the tank role is quote-unquote balanced, yet no one wants to play it. And DPS players don't want to play the tank role because of CC. Well, whoop-de-doo, how come you get to have fun when I'm taking back shots from every fucking stun in the game? Get your bitch ass in the front lines and learn to control the battlefield. Anyways, I feel as if people are just unskilled bums that think they're good at the game when they're not. I mean, people are literally mad because of the global ult charge nerf, and people don't consider how big it truly is, because it now promotes neutral gameplay, which divers will benefit from, and it's kind of a nerf to poke characters because Hela is not going to get her ult as fast, and so will the big three of poke characters. And Elsa is also affected by this change. Whether you like it or not, Elsa did get a massive nerf to her ult, and to be honest, her other nerf is valid too, because it's as if people are just looking at the patch notes and aren't really considering the fact that the ult charge got nerfed. And for fuck's sake, divers are now indirectly getting buffs because of the CC system that NetEase is making that will make tanks work and will also make divers work. And I'm saying work in quotations because dive in its weakest form is still very strong and can shut down most comps. No matter how the average person complains about this season, I never see a single person that really plays in, like, I don't know, diamond or platinum consider the fact that this is the best season by far, because now it's no longer micro buffs to those characters. It's now accounting for the ult charge nerf. Now it's only about nerfing their neutral, because the game is now focused on neutral play, which will improve the player base over time. Now, I will admit they might need to increase the ult charge a little more for all characters, but fundamentally, this is a start, and this is the best season I've ever played. Now, I can't mention Marvel Rivals without the controversial changes to Gambit Gambit and Captain America. Now, some people aren't a fan of these changes. One of them literally losing their marbles when Gambit got a slight buff to his explosive damage and doesn't mention the fact that the ult booster got nerfed and the speed boost also got nerfed. I genuinely can't seem to understand why he's so mad at a 5% difference to the explosive damage. I swear to God, this is just so insignificant. And what makes me kind of pissed off is the fact that he's one of those people who say fire Zhu Young when no one takes into account that he is the combat director for this game and works on the patch notes and the new game modes. You know, the game modes that are gonna come out every few months in between while they're releasing new characters. Oh, should we really allow someone to ruin this game from season to season? My guy, you can't expect an amazing patch when the main guy who focuses on them can't completely focus on the patch notes. Now, I don't mean to be that guy, but can we all agree that a dive meta will ruin the game? Now, I will admit that dive is fun as shit. Killing healers and soaking their blood on my hands feels amazing. But we can't just act like a dive meta would be manageable. All top 500 players are looking at the lens of a competitive mindset and are not really considering the fact that the players would leave because this is no regular community. This is a casual community with gamers that aren't really familiar with a hero shooter. And now that you have these guys, you are kind of forced to figure out how to make them better. And I think this is where tutorials come in. Because in this game, the first thing you do is go to the tutorial and they basically tell you a little bit of stuff and just send you to battle. Huh. Why does that sound so familiar? Not telling you how to peel or how to properly use your abilities. Obviously, you don't want these guys to leave because of the tutorial, so why not recommend the tutorial videos when they lose a match or something? Just something to throw around. Or maybe add a thing to a character that says how to play the character or something. You know, just something, another thing to throw around. And there will be genuine people who want to learn the game, and they'll watch the video and have the learning mindset. So to summarize this point, I don't know, just make a Rivals library or some shit. And I think that the cap change was great because now you can do more consistent damage. And honestly, it's okay if you don't agree with the change, but I think that this is a good change for future cap mains. And heck, even the #1 cap is already creating combos because of the change. And he was pissed at first, but I honestly think he might be benefiting from the changes. And mark my words, Dive will be back. Just do what we always do, and that's giving feedback and making your voices heard. Because at the end of the day, the Rivals team just want feedback to improve, and because of our outcries, they listened and now made Season 7 the best season in the entire game. But the White Fox change was fucking stupid. Why would you listen to these fucking stupid support strikers?